Namato Ratana Tayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. So today is Friday, the 30th of October 2020, and this is Ajahn Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you all tonight, and thank you everyone for joining this online Dhamma talk, this Facebook Dhamma talk that I have started from the early April, and which continued until today. There are some occasions that I had to cancel the talks. All the talks, again, if you want to listen, is available in our YouTube channel, this Varapunya Buddhist Meditation Center YouTube channel. And there are the categories of all those teachings, and as well as the guided meditations. Meanwhile, not only the talks that I gave every evening is available on YouTube, but also other teachings that I normally teach. Some of them are private, and others mostly are public, which you can listen. Hello Yvonne, good evening. Hello Manish, good evening. Margaret, Gautam, Anish, and everyone those who are listening this online Dhamma talk. So today is another beautiful day, and that there was no rain and no wind, and it was a really lovely day. So we are still working on a barn, make the foundation strong, and which is necessary for the putting the proper flooring. Today again we had a visitor from our previous owner of this property, and they both came to visit and had a little chat regarding the places and how this place has been improved, and they couldn't believe that how much changes has taken place around the area, around the center. So this is again the talk in relation to the ongoing talk, and I have started to give talks on dependent origination, or the Paticca and we covered yesterday on the concept of the clinging, and which I read and explained along with that. So before we are going into the another topic, which is the craving, it's called tanha, the craving, I just would like to give you another perspective of the Paticca dependent origination, that when we study this, it allows, or it helps us to understand that every success that we attain has got a cause, and without that cause, the success will not be there. Even when we look at ourselves, we realize that every success that we have received, we have spent a significant amount of time and dedication, and with that accumulation of merits and continuous performing has produced the fruit for whatever aims you had. And this process of working is known as making a cause for the success. And believing or understanding this paticca samuppada, the dependent origination, helps us to understand that everything that we receive, that we are facing, is basically the result of what we have done or what we have been doing. Pretty much sometimes people would like to achieve something in their life, but they do not do continuously. With that lacks of continuation, they are unable to attain the success in their lives. So having seen this dependent origination teaches us to realize that nothing that we can receive from any external powers or should rely on external powers, but we should perform ourselves in a good and a right conduct and a right way, practicing and making the cause to get the fruit in the future. It's like when you are planting a flower, and this is an example I have been using a couple of times, that your job is to plant the flower, and looking after is nurturing it. And with this nurture and looking after carefully, the flower will blossom when time is conducive, the environment is supportive. Similarly, with this, we understand that the practice of meditation also, again, do not try to seek the immediate results, but working along with that is the crucial part of the practice. So that's why the paticca samuppada can be applied in our day-to-day life as well. So let's go to the scripture itself, which I'm reading from the Sutta Pitaka Samyukta Nikaya. It's called Collected Version, collected verses, and connected discourses. And in that I'm reading from the Nidana Samyukta, so the section of a Nidana, which has got about 93 discourses related to the dependent origination. But we will not be reading all of them, and we'll just skip as along the way. From yesterday, I managed to cover the clinging section. So today we'll be reading the craving. And what bhikkhus is craving? So the Buddha said to the venerable monks, there are these 6 cases of a craving. So here the Buddha is saying that there are 6 cases of a craving. Now craving here is basically a tanha. According to the Pali, it's called tanha, constant wanting to have. So the first one is a craving for forms. And craving for forms here, as our eyes comes to contact with eyes objects, let's say the beautiful items or beautiful sceneries or beautiful things, then we crave to have it more, again and again, again and again, never satisfied with that, non-stop having it. Yeah? And that is the eye entertaining or satisfying with the things that is being seen. And the second one is a craving for sounds. So the ear hears the sounds and just lost in that sound. And here craving for sound in relation to that, we want to hear a beautiful sounds at all the time. We don't want to hear negative compliments. We want to hear positive compliments, and we want to listen the beautiful songs, people speak nicely at you, like those are. Again, this is a craving, and which is not the factual that we always will have that. And similarly, the third one is craving for adore, and the fifth one is craving for tests, and then a craving for tactile objects, and craving for mental phenomena. So there are these 6 types of cravings that normally a person would have in their life. So in terms of this craving, now if you've been following, you may have heard me talking about a couple of days on this craving as a part of the tanha, which is a part of the Four Noble Truth. Root cause or the cause of a suffering is the tanha. And this tanha, again, we can divide into 3 different types, that are the kama tanha, sensual pleasure, craving for sensual pleasure. And the second is bhava tanha, craving for existence, and then the third is a craving for non-existence. So I have explained it quite a long few days on this topic about 2 months ago. So if you want to hear, then you can go and listen from my YouTube videos about it too, on the headings of Four Noble Truths, and which is the second noble truth is known as the tanha. Tanha is the cause, or the craving is the cause for any other suffering or problem or disappointments is to occur. Without this quality, then won't be any peace. So that is the in this doctrine you may go and listen from YouTube. And further on, Buddha said that what is feeling? Feeling here is Vedana. What is the Vedana? And the Vedana here basically is like I would call it like a sound, or like a energy. That's a Vedana, like a sound. In order to hear the sound of someone's talking, there is a few elements to come together so that you can hear it. And that begins from the air, from the channel, and from the manifestation of it. So that is known as the energy. Okay, so the feeling is like a fire that's burning. That is, and here again the Buddha is talking that there are these 6 classes of feelings. Feeling born of eye contact, feeling born of eye contact, ear contact, nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, and mind contact. Now again, if you look at it closely and look at around, or even to yourself, any feelings that you are feeling or that you have felt, any feeling that you are experiencing now, always have to have the contact with something else. Otherwise, there is no such feelings. You can search for any feelings which is not conditioned by anything else. You will not able to find it. All the feelings are always combined with other objects arises. Always relying on others' object, it arises. So feeling, that's why, is simply born out of. The senses comes to contact with the sense objects. And the practice of a meditation, that's why there is a saying said that dite ditamatang sute sutamatang, which means when you see, just see it. Do not put your history, do not put your knowledge, do not put your understanding of it. You just see them as they truly are. And that is the first way of looking at it. Similarly, when you hear the sound, again, it is just a sound, not a person or not a word that you are thinking of. Because as soon as when you come to contact with the feelings or the sounds, when you put it in a subjective way, then that transform it into objective, and that will affect to you, right? That will make some changes, and that's become emotions and in your mind. Okay, so that's why the feeling is another aspect here that is very, very relevant in this present moment. And this feeling is defined by your understanding and others' standpoint. Right? Others' standpoint. So that's why it's a friendship. Right? And that is the feeling. And in the practice of a meditation, we worked with the feeling as must. Whatever feelings that you are experiencing, we observe that feeling. And having understood the right understanding of this feeling, one can be liberated. So that's why that's the feeling. And the next one it says that, and what bhikkhus is contact. Now the contact is, again, there are these 6 cases of a contact. So craving is also created due to the 6 senses that we have. Yeah. Clinging, again, is a cause, because the 6 senses are the cause for the clinging. And again, the contact is also becomes the cause. Becomes all the 6 senses are the cause for the contact. And in relation to that, again, I have mentioned in previous talks, and which you can find in our website, in Facebook, YouTube as well, that how we come to contact. But in this sutta, basically saying that there are 6 classes of contact. That's eye contact, ear contact, mind contact, tongue contact, body contact, mind and a mind contact. This is called contact. So basically, our eyes comes to contact with the form, our ears comes to contact with the sounds, our tongue comes to contact with the odor, our mouth and our body comes to contact with the contact with the modern sofas and bed, beautiful luxury beds. And the mind, again, always like to wander around. And this we will be able to recognize and able to understand. So that's why the contact is also made or comes from the 6 senses. And further on it's saying that what are the 6 senses? Sense bases, so Buddha asks. And there's further say that the eye base, the ear base, the nose base, the tongue base, the body base, the mind base, and these are called the 6 sense bases. Now here, 6 sense bases, according to the Paticcasamuppada, the dependent origination, what we can see here, that only the feelings that created of the senses, 6 senses, comes to contact with the outside world, the feeling arises. And feeling itself is a neutral. It's just a neutral expression of the body, but when mind takes it in, try to make sense of it, try to analyze it, in that moment, that knowledge becomes the one who is investigating rather than the reality. Right? So that's why 6 senses are the main root. And we have in this life, if you've been following, then you may have heard that in this life we have only the 6 senses plus the mind or consciousness. That's all we have in this life. Okay, and then all the feelings and the attachments are simply the present cause for the future effect. Right? And then after that, and because what is nama and rupa? And here nama and rupa is translated as name and form, which are feeling, perception, volitional action, contact, and attention. This is called nama. The 4 great elements and the 4 derived from the 4 great elements, this is called a form. Thus, this name is together called nama and form, or nama and rupa. Right? So here basically our life is divided into 4 categories. It's known as 5 categories, known as the 5 aggregates, which again I have explained on this doctrine about the 5 aggregates in previous talks. But anyway, I will just again give you a brief on this, that the 5 aggregates are, number 1 is the form, or the body, which is made out of 4 elements, nothing more than that. And the second is called a nama, which is again divided into 4. They are the feelings, perception, formation. So these are the nama. Okay, these are the nama. And within this nama, again, it is divided into 2 sections. One is mind and another is mind concomitant, or the chetasikas. In terms of the chetasika, the feelings, perception and formations are known as the chetasikas that arises along with the consciousness. And consciousness is regarded as the consciousness is regarded as a chitta. So in the 5 aggregates, it is divided into chitta, cetasika and rupa. Okay, and a nibbana is beyond these 3 things. Okay, so that's why nama and rupa is again basically talking about the 5 aggregates, and which is our life. And here on the topic of nama and rupa, or the name and form, in the section of this Paticcasamuppada, I will be ending here for tonight's reflection. And in a few moments' time, we are going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. And just to inform you that tomorrow is full moon, and also the day of the end of the Katina ceremony. And from tomorrow, no temples are allowed to or permitted to perform any Katina ceremonies in that particular temple, okay, which we had it on the 4th of October, online Katina ceremony. And meanwhile, other temples are also organizing similar events in different parts of the world, and I have been also engaging with them, and it's lovely to see all those beautiful events. So with this, I end here. May you all be well and happy. May you be able to walk in the path of purity and free from enlightenment, free from sufferings, and attain the enlightenment. Until then, good night and see you shortly. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.